Welcome back to another video, everybody. Hey, I'm gonna try something new, so let me know what you think. Huh? What do you think of that? Is that pretty cool or what? Uh, maybe you don't think so, but I don't give a shit. Just kidding, I do. I do care. But anyways, I have something I want to talk about, and maybe you might think or you might agree with me, or you may not. So we'll just see how it goes. So, what I wanted to talk about is being stubborn, and how I think being stubborn is one of the best characteristics that you can have. And allow me to explain why I think so. So, I'm just going to need you to hear me out on this one, alright? Because, you know, a lot of people are going to say, being stubborn, don't be stubborn, whatever. Fuck that. Be stubborn. So, I think, in my opinion, the reason I think it's good is because, especially as a man, you don't want to be this agreeable person all of the time. You want to be able to, you want to have your own thoughts and opinions on things, and you don't want just somebody coming up out of nowhere telling you some shit you don't believe in or you don't think is right, or you think they're wrong, or whatever the case may be. You just don't want to be that guy that just goes along and nods along to everything he hears and shit like that. So being stubborn also goes with standing your ground. Even if you're wrong, and you don't know that you're wrong, but even if you're wrong, stand your ground because that's what you believe, and there's nothing wrong with that at all. I mean, yes, it can be problematic, I guess, but you know what? Who cares? Because even if you're wrong, then somebody has to come up with an explanation to actually convince you that you are wrong. And then from there, you can change your mind, or you might be able to change somebody else's mind. So that's just kind of how it goes, I think. I'm pretty stubborn, but that's also because I've built everything that I have, and I want to keep it that way. I don't really need anybody else coming up in here telling me what I need to do and how to do it and shit like that. But, if somebody wants to give advice or whatever, that's cool. That's cool. I like that. I appreciate people giving advice, but at the same time, I would prefer to ask for advice than for somebody to come over and just start, telling me shit. Because advice from somebody else isn't always a good thing. Like, you want to do your own things your own way, and then you can do trial and error from there. And that's probably one of the best ways to learn, especially as a man, because it takes fucking up to get better at something. Like, you got to fuck up at least once, maybe 2 or 3 or 4 times. It doesn't matter how many times you fuck up. Eventually you will get it right, and that seems to be the only way to learn. Because if you just did everything right every single time, there wouldn't be any type of gratification. You wouldn't be proud of yourself if you didn't have to work for it and just got everything right all of the time. So honestly, working towards things is great on your own way, in your own way, and just shit like that. Even if you're wrong about something, but you truly believe it in your heart, I don't see any problem with standing your ground on that. It's annoying. I don't know people that really differ from me on a lot of things, but I'm just saying, I know that there is a lot of people that do what I'm saying right now, and it's fucking annoying as shit. But at the same time, I understand why they're doing that. They're trying to prove a point. A lot of people seem to think that stubbornness is just a negative thing all of the time, but really, when you're able to persevere through adversity, you can achieve your goals despite all of the challenges that other people bring towards you. So you just need to think about things in a different light when it comes to stubbornness. And if it comes down to some kind of physical, some kind of physical fight or altercation or whatever, and you're super stubborn, unless you get your ass knocked out, you're gonna get back up and you're gonna keep fucking fighting until you either win or die. So, stubbornness is actually just a positive mindset to have. And it seems to be that stubborn people tend to be the most decisive and focused people. And they quickly make choices and stick to them. It's highly effective in leadership and personal goal achievement. So, you just have to really think about this stuff before you start calling people stubborn in a negative light. It's not a negative thing to be stubborn. I can see how you would like how people think that being stubborn is a bad thing, but in all reality, if you think about it really deeply and look into it a little more, it's not as bad of a thing as you think. So, anyways, I just wanted to maybe put out the little hot take on stubbornness and see what people thought about it. That's pretty much all I have for today. So if you enjoyed this video, got anything out of it, like and subscribe, leave a comment, suggestions for future videos, and have a good night.